or good evening wherever you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. It is my absolute pleasure to be here with you today and to bring a very special meditator. We've got Shelley Darling here with us today. Shelley, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. So am I. It's just a beautiful morning making that connection. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're just going to get started with the meditation, and then we'll share a little bit about Shelley afterwards. So Shelley, it is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm standing here on Abenaki land in Maine on the shores of this beautiful river you see behind me. And this is actually what it looks like right now. And it is the Pejebscot River, and where it connects with the Quabacook Delta, which runs out to the Atlantic Ocean. And so I invite everyone this morning to really come into a deeper reverence with your own heart. But here's the additional piece: close to the earth. What does that feel like? And so this morning we just begin, and you can keep your eyes open or closed, but we begin with this place of our connection to the beautiful, expansive system, this living system of life that is within us, that generates that frequency of love, of connection. And so the invitation is just a few deep, relaxing breaths, and to feel ourselves as a whole being. So that means that we're connecting with the earth, our feet, really feeling that sensate experience. So this is experiential, the sensate experience of that full groundedness. I'm here. And to open your body to receive through that connection of the earth, of the mother, the sense of nurturing, that I am here, I belong here. And taking that breath and allowing yourself to just drop deeper into your pelvis, and notice that there's some part of you that just actually wants to move a little bit, and to allow that. And to meet any place within yourself. So calling in, letting go of mass consciousness, and calling in all those dimensions of ourselves that aren't so sure that this is a safe experience, that it's safe to be here. And every time you bring your attention back in, back towards your heart, something begins to settle. Something begins to relax. And this resonance meditation, this experience of coming closer and closer and closer to finally attune to a state of presence that is moving with what I like to call the DNA of the living Akash, allowing yourself to just become fully conscious. And let's just begin with gratitude right here. The gratitude for how we as individuals and as a collective show up for each other. And allow yourself to notice that in that softening, we become aware of this energetic synapse, right? We begin to feel ourselves. And that's the invitation today, is to just be here without a lot of agenda. And now as we're breathing, we just allow our awareness to rise up through our crown and allow our consciousness to rise up about 1.5 feet above our head. And I like to call this the joy point. Some people call it soul star, but just to allow our awareness to rise, to open, to receive the information. We're always being informed. And just to breathe with that. And allow yourself to be in that liminal space, feeling your feet fully on the ground and your heart being the center, that centrifugal force of energy, of love. And we open now to just as that sun is rising, as we watch this beautiful sunrise, that sunrise of our heart just begins to expand as this frequency, this movement begins to spiral and move. It's more of it's always moving, but we become aware of this toroidal field of energy. Call it the quantum field or the unified field. And just slow it way, way, way down, that it's safe. And feel that rising within your own heart and that expansion now out in acknowledging the land and the ancestors that you're standing on. Because we are the ancestors. And allowing that deeper harmony to begin to generate as we expand now that gratitude out to those ancestors, to our families, to our community. And really honoring this prodigious legacy that we hold within our being. And just breathing with that, softening, opening. And I'm going to drop in this prayer right here. So imagine yourself as this beautiful ocean, water, the source of all life, that which nurtures everything on this planet. It is a whole system expression of the Creator's love, God's love for us. Na te manamatanga. Okay, ako. Kia koa te manamatanga, ki te nako o te ngata. Kia koa te manamatanga, ki te ao. Ma te manamatanga, ma te aroha, te kaha, te whakara nui te ao. Tihe mori ora. May the light of creation come into our hearts and minds, that we can walk with compassion, and that we may walk with the courage and conviction and commitment to carry this collective dream forward. And Tihe Moriora, that is really honoring the breath of life. So we're attuning to the frequency, what I like to call the home frequency. This is something that we can always return right here. This presencing of peace within our hearts, the light of creation. Just take a moment and just breathe right there. This portal to accessing our truth, to be able to stand in our truth. And the one thing that's really come to me over this year of being in this sanctuary in Maine is that the very essence, inherent essence of the field itself is to unify. We don't have to try to be unified. We just need to drop into this place that aligns us with this frequency. And then just taking your hand and just placing, maybe even both your hands right now on your heart, just feeling that crossing of your hands and connection. And almost you can feel your arms as just wings. And so we come to a close of this meditation, and it's just simply to really hold for humanity that we can begin to soar together, that we can walk with each other fully grounded, really healing this hoop of many hoops, that we are that. And then very gently, one way of really coming fully back is you can rub your hands together and very gently place your palms over your eyes. And what you begin to notice is that this is creating a full whole system, this crystalline matrix. And then very gently, it's very easy to begin to open your eyes inside of those palms, and then making your way back here, back to this beautiful space. And really notice that. Just take a look around you. In fact, if you're in your room, or if you're in Maine, you're definitely in your room. You're not outside, but just take a look notice what's around you. The vibrational field of even the wood, if you're in a room, it's incredibly alive. A home has brain waves just like we do. Notice what's important to you as you look around your room. Are things important? What brings you joy? And just carry that into your day. Just carry that extreme, living this beautiful, good way together. So thank you for joining me, and become aware and bring your gratitude to your land where you're standing today. Honor the water of your land where you are, of your watershed. So with that, I just want to say thank you, and back to you, Ruth. Thank you.
Shelley, thank you so much. What I really appreciated in that meditation, so this is a new home to us. So we've been in this home, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks now. And I love my office space. And yes, the energy of all of the different elements that are in here. But I hadn't risen above and to look at the ancestors in the area. I knew my old home, and I knew the different energies and the ley lines and spirit. And this is different. We're 25 minutes to the east, and it's just different. And so in that meditation, I was able to just sort of rise above and see. I invited all of the energy from my old home here, but then embracing what's here. So I'm so pleased that you did that meditation, and I got to witness that. So thank you. Shelley, can you share with us, you describe yourself as a conscious evolutionary educator. What does that mean? What does that mean?
For me, it means understanding that we're not separate from the movement of life itself. And I have to go back to Barbara Marx Hubbard, because she was the one, this is where I first heard this, that this is the first time in our lives where we have the opportunity of becoming conscious of evolution itself, where we're not just being, where we're not just victims to our circumstances, but we have an opportunity to understand that life is always evolving. And by attuning to our heart, by becoming in resonance, in rhythm with life itself, we have an opportunity to really become aware of the gifts of life, of the reciprocity, that we're not alone. That's probably the biggest thing, is that we're not alone. And also that allows for a sense of greater compassion for ourselves and each other, because we realize we're always, life isn't static, and we're always changing, and we have that choice to make that difference. So that's how I would respond in the moment to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. You also said, you talked about the joy point. You talked about it being about 1.5 feet up, and you said, come with no agenda. And I'm thinking those words, come with no agenda, they're probably critical when it comes to our own spiritual path and spending time, whether it's daily or, however folks do that, but coming with no agenda, because when we come with an agenda, we're automatically shutting everything else out except for that piece that we're seeking. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's one of the most difficult things for us as human beings. We need, we're goal-oriented, we're accomplishment-oriented. There is some part of us that's driving towards something. But the real joy, at least from my experience, is that when I hold a softness, when I'm willing to stand at the edge of my own horizon and be open to receiving that which wants to come to me, information, and having no agenda. We tend to be afraid of what we call surrendering. It's like, oh, that means I've got to let go of everything. But in that letting go process, we are able to, my experience is that we become strengthened in the gift, in the promise that we've made to ourselves in coming into this incarnation. So allowing that ourselves to hold a soft place and let go, allow in a sense, and allow life's agenda to inform us. Because that's when we experience what? Magic and miracles. We experience that every moment is the potential for another aha, a deeper sense of being, which allows that communal, that communal piece to happen for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And Shelley, lastly, you're an author. Would you like to share with us your latest creation?
A new published author with a lot of kinks in getting there. My book, Songline of the Heart. So it's everything that we've been talking about here today. And the tagline is A Navigator's Guide to Resurrecting Your Heart, Home, and Habitat. Mm-hmm. And I guess for me, it's part memoir, and it's part, it's really not a dowsing manual, but can you learn dowsing? Can you understand what I'm speaking to in terms of evolutionary dowsing, which is inclusive of, it's a whole system transformational experience where we become really attuned to our sacred relationship to ourselves, so the heart, understanding that our home is a very alive energy, and it's meant to support us. So how do we bring our home back to blueprint, and how do we allow the home to actually support us? So when, just an example would be if there's a lot of geopathic stress, how water's running under your house, how different energies are affecting your house, that can create illness. Or if we're trying to become healthier, it would be very difficult in a house that felt very constricted. So becoming aware of some of that. So that book. And then in terms of habitat, our environment, we've been so separate. And now what would it be like to really come into that communion with our own watersheds, falling in love with the energy, understanding the land has something to give us. So this book, which can be found now on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles, you can really go into a deeper understanding of yourself, because that was for me. I'll just share one little story. Yeah. It's a personal story. This book moved very quickly, and it definitely, books write themselves through you, right? We know that. But the last chapter, which actually now there's 18, but when the last chapter was the 12th chapter, it wouldn't come, and it wouldn't come, and it wouldn't, and I couldn't understand what is the issue here. And, it's easy for us to help, to be supportive for other people, but to do it for ourselves. And eventually it was this awakening, because it was so challenging for me to really reclaim my own sense of my own promise. And this book is about a promise, and that promise that we make to ourselves. And that promise for me was really understanding. My parents had been navigators, had traveled the world in a boat for 12 years. Mm-hmm. And it was through that relationship I began to wake up. Oh my God, I'm not that, but what I am is a navigator of the heart. And what each one of us, as we come into that conscious place and understand that the joy of this relationship and trusting what people call God, or some people like calling it the resonant field, or whatever you want to call God, creator, is that there is a joy in understanding the beauty of the journey, that we are each a navigator. And so this book is really became that embodied experience of the things I'm talking about. And this is the first time I've really talked about it in public. So thank you for asking. And just thank you so much. And for having me here.
Oh, absolutely. That's exciting. Songline of the Heart by Shelley Darling. So take a look for it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Shelley, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. And blessings. And I look forward to participating more in the Enlightened World Network. So thank you.
Excellent. Friends, thank you so much for being here today. Here at Enlightened World, we're always striving to provide for you something that's just going to help you take another step along the way. Know that we're here. Know that we are walking through life with you. That's so funny. I'm not even sure what that light is, but I'm gonna accept it. Thank you. So much love to each and every one of you today. We'll see you soon here on Enlightened World Network. Take good care, and God bless.